People in your business, Part 1. In this video, a quick list of the people who are important to your business, and then we investigate, why do people buy? People are important to your business. Some people buy from you, some work for you, and others help in ways that we'll get to shortly. Think of the groups as customers or clients, employees, and partners. Now let's start with the first group, your customers. Without them, you have no business. The action of them buying and coming back to buy again is what creates a successful long-term business. You may have seen other definitions of a customer, but for now, we'll use this one. A customer is someone who has a problem, they know that you can solve it, and they are prepared to pay you to fix it for them. Think of the last thing you bought. Why did you buy it? Was it food because you were hungry, or a drink because you were thirsty, or that special case of a coffee because you needed a pick-me-up? It may be that you just wanted to talk to some friends for a while, and you had to buy a food or drink from the establishment so you could use their tables and chairs for a while. The point is that people buy in order to solve a problem that they have. They may be hungry, thirsty, cold, or even just out of fashion, and they want to buy something to fix that. And this is the basis for the attract, repel sales training. When your previous trainer spoke about pain or repel, they were talking about the problem that the person has, and when they switched to attract, they were talking about the solution, or how life would be after the solution has been applied. That's important because it helps you more clearly see things from your target market's perspective. It's also the basis for serving your customer better than your competition. Being able to identify with them, then displaying a clear understanding of what they want and why they're looking for it, and making the whole experience something that makes them want to buy from you again. I know that you've heard at least some of this before. We're starting with the absolute basics so that you can see the connections between your customer and the details that are going to follow. Understanding this now will mean that you'll better understand the why about the specific actions we'll talk about in this and subsequent videos. The difference that I'm highlighting here is that lasting success comes from really embracing your customer's perspective. There is another important aspect. You have to be able to solve their problem, and you must be able to communicate that ability to your target market before they start looking for a solution. They can't come to find you if they don't know you exist. So you need to really understand your target market and what problems they have, plus have solutions for those problems that they can afford to pay, and you need to communicate that ability to your market. Now here's why that's vital. Consider a recent purchase that you've made. Most of the time you decide that you need it just before you find your car keys to drive down to the store. You're driving to the store because you've already decided. The general case is that people decide to buy before they come to your premises or visit your website. So you really need to communicate your ability or presence in the market before they start looking, before they've figured out they need it. Here's another way to consider this aspect. Let's agree that everybody who will ever buy what you have for sale is 100% of your market. However, only a small percentage of those are actually wanting to buy at any given time. Depending upon your industry, that might be less than 5%. How often do you buy a car or a house, for example? That might be higher. If everyone goes food shopping on average once a week, then that's an average of 14% on any given day. So if we're generous, let's just say that no more than 20% of your market is ready to buy right now. Here's an expanded view of the decision to buy. Your potential customer recognises that they have a problem. Then they consider solutions that they are aware of and evaluate them. They select one and they go and buy from that outlet. So targeting only those ready to buy means that the time you have to educate your market about your offer is very, very short. You either educate them in advance or you try to grab them in the short period of time between when they identified their problem and they decide to do something about it. Basically in the time they're looking for their car keys. You need them to know about you before they have decided and they are already heading somewhere else. The percentage of those ready to buy now is important, obviously, but if you have no message for the rest of your market, you are potentially missing out on an awful lot of business.